Hello students, I am Kinjal Parmar. Welcome back to the video lecture series of microprocessor and microcontroller. Today we will discuss I2C protocol and programming in AVR. So let's start with I2C bus protocol. The IIC or says I2C is an integrated circuit, is a bus interface connections incorporated into a many devices such as the sensors, RTC and E2PROM. I2C is ideal for attaching a low speed peripherals to a motherboard or an embedded system or anywhere that a reliable communications over a short durations is required. So this I2C bus protocol is used. I2C provides a connection-oriented communications with the acknowledge. The I2C device use only 2 pins for data transfer instead of 8 or more pins used in a traditional bus. They are called SCL, that is serial clock, which synchronize the data transfer between two chips, and SDA, that is serial data. So using this 2-pin I2C bus protocol can transfer the data. This reduction of a communication pins reduces the packet size and the power consumptions drastically, making them ideal for many applications in which the space is major concern. These 2 pins SDA and SCK makes the I2C a 2-wire interface. In many applications including AVR datasheet, I2C is referred as a 2-wire serial interface, that is TWI, 2-wire serial interface. This I2C bus protocols is as shown in figure. Here there is a device 1, 2, 3, and to transmit the data between them there is a this 2-pin SDA and SCA, that is serial data and serial clock. So using this we can transfer serially in any devices. The I2C in AVR, the TWI mode in the AVR is composed of a 4 sub-module, that is bit generation unit, bus interface unit, address match unit and control unit. So here we have a I2C bus protocol in a AVR. So here there is a different unit, this bit rate generator, control unit, address match unit and bus interface unit. In bit rate generator there is a prescaler and bit rate resistor. In this status resistor, control resistor and state machine and status control. Here address resistor, address comparator, and here in a bus interface unit there is a start stop control, then detection and address data shift resistor. So this is a I2C bus protocol. So here in a bit rate generation unit, this bit rate generation unit controls the frequency of a system clock when operating in a master mode. Then the bus interface unit detects and generates start, repeated start and stop condition. It also detects arbitration controls as sending or receiving, acknowledge and also transfer the packet of a data or address. So these all are the units, and next is the address match unit. This address match units compare the receive address byte with the 7-bit address in a TWI address register and inform the control unit upon address match. The control unit controls the TWI module and generate the response according to the setting in a TWI control register. It also sets the content of a status register according to the current state. So these bits are used, and in a AVR microcontroller 5 major registers are associated with TWI or says with I2C, that is TWBR, TWCR, TWSR, TWAR and TWDR. This TWI bit rate register, control register, status register, address register and data register. So let's discuss all the 5 registers one by one. First is a TWBR register. So in a TWBR register there is a total 8 bits. This TWBR selects the division factor to control the SCL clock frequency in a master mode. The SCL frequency is controlled by setting in a TWBR and the prescaler bits in a DWSR. The equation shows the relation relationship between SCL frequency, TWBR and TWPS bit. So SCL frequency is CPU clock frequency divided by 16 plus 2 into TWBR plus into 4 raised to TWPS. So using this, SCL frequency can be calculated than TWSR. So for a TWSR there is a total 7 bits. So TWS bits, this TWS bit is a 5 bit, shows the status of TWI control and bus, and TWPS, this is TWI prescaler bit, this bits control bit rate prescaler. So this is TWSR. Now TWCR. So TWCR, it contains the different bits. First is a TWINT, that is TWI interrupt. This bit is set by the hardware when the TWI module has finished its current job. If the TWI and the general interrupts are enabled, changing the TWINT to the 1 will cause MCU to jump into the TWI interrupt vector, clearing this flag. Start operations of the TWI and TWINT must be cleared by the software. Then next bit of a TWCR is TWEA, that is TWI enable acknowledge, that making this bits high will enable the generation of a SCK, that is acknowledge when needed in a slave or a received mode. Then TWSTA, that is TWI start condition, making this bit high will generate a start conditions if the bus is free. Otherwise TWI module waits for the bus to become free and then generates the start condition. Then bit 4, that is TWSTO, TWI stop condition bit. So in a master mode, making this bit high will cause a TWI to generate a stop condition. This bit is cleared by the hardware when the stop condition is transmitted. Now next bit of TWCR is a TWWC, that is TWI right collision flag. This bit is set high when we attempt to access the TWI data register when TWINT is low. This flag is cleared by writing to the TWR register when TWINT is high. Next is the TWE and TWI enable, making this bit high enables the TWI module. Then bit 0, TWIE, TWI interrupt enable, making this bit high enables the TWI interrupt if the general interrupt is enabled. Next is a TWAR. So this TWAR contains 7 bit slave address to which the TWI will respond when working as a slave. The 8th bit, that means LSB of a TWAR, is a TWGCE, that is TWI general call recognize enable. It controls the recognition of a general call addresses, that is 00. If the bit is set to 1, receiving of a general call address will cause an interrupt request. So this is TWAR. Now next is a TWDR. In a receive mode, the last received byte will be in a TWDR and transmit mode, write the next byte into the TWR to be transmitted. The TWDR can be accessed only when the TWIE is set to the 1, otherwise collision happen. This means the data register cannot be initialized by the user before the first interrupts occur. So this is registers. Now let's discuss about I2C programming in assembly. So this is the program to write a bit in a I2C programming with AVR. So here we have a include, that is library, then set up the stacks. Okay, so here we set up the stack, copy the value at a high and low stack, and then initialize the TWI mode, then transmit the start conditions. So call initialize I2C, then call start conditions, and then write this SALA modes. Okay, so here there is a bit is right over here, then call I2C write for a write operations, then data is to be transmitted, then write I2C registers with the content of R27, then transmit a stop bit. So here a normal program is written over here, but here all this program contains first I2C initialize, then I2C I2C start, then I2C write and I2C stop. So in that there is a different conditions are there, and there is a different resistor are used. For a I2C initialize, we have to initialize the I2C. So here R21, 0, then TWSR is equals to 0, TWBR is equals to 47. That means set a clock frequency to 50k, that means 8 megahertz external clock frequency. Then this R21 is equals to TWN, this load the enabling the TWI using TWCR, okay, then return. Then next is the I2C start. So in I2C start there is a first transmitter start condition, so for that TWCR is used. Now this program is continued. So here we have a wait conditions in which read the control register in a R21, and if next is a skip next line if TWINT is 1. If TWINT is 1, then return to the main program, otherwise wait over here. For I2C write, we have to just move the bytes into TWR, configure the TWCR to send the data TWDR. So here we configure the data, so making enabling the WINT and TWEN, enabling this, and then read the control registers from R21. So if TWINT is set, so skip next instructions and return to the main program, otherwise wait over here. So this is for write operations. And last for stop. For stop conditions, make all this TWINT, TWSTO and TWN is equals to 1 for a stop condition. So this is I2C programming assembly. Now for C, same conditions are written over here in a C programming like this. So we just enabling TWCR for a start conditions, then initialize, then for write conditions, and then for stop conditions we can write like this. So same assembly program can be written in a C program for I2C data transfer. Thank you.